The wait is over. Dive into Audible's most anticipated collection, The Best of 2025, featuring top audiobooks, podcasts, and originals across all genres. Our editors have carefully curated this year's must-listens, from brilliant hidden gems to the buzziest new releases. Every title in this collection has earned its spot. This is your go-to for the absolute best in 2025 audio entertainment. Whether you love thrillers, romance, or nonfiction, your next favorite listen awaits. Discover why there's more to imagine when you listen at audible.com/bestoftheyear.
You can't solve every case for your kids, but with Greenlight, they'll have the instincts and the money skills to stay out of trouble. With a Greenlight debit card and money app, parents can monitor spending and teach financial responsibility. It's an easy way to guide kids as they grow, from earning allowance and tracking chores to learning how to save and even invest. Start your risk-free Greenlight trial today at greenlight.com/Wondery. That's greenlight.com/Wondery.
Warning. On this podcast, we take the cases seriously, but not ourselves.
Although, we may attempt to lighten the mood at times.
Our episodes contain graphic descriptions that some listeners may find disturbing. Listener discretion is advised. When you were in school, did they ever make you paint with your mouth and or feet?
What?
Were you Were you ever made to paint with your mouth or feet? Or with potatoes? That was another one.
What, for a laugh?
No. That was a part of like art lessons. Painting with your mouth or your feet.
Well, no, because I've got hands.
No, that's the point. So that never happened in your school?
Is that their way of like getting you ready in case you lose your hands?
Basically, for people who don't have the use of their arms, some people paint with their mouth or their feet, yeah?
Yeah.
But
they choose to do that because they've got no hands.
They don't choose to do it. I mean, they don't like have the option.
Yeah.
But in our school, we were made to do that. And it was kind of like a, how do you like it kind of thing. Look how difficult it is. And we were made to do it.
What?
Yeah. Right. So this popped into my head the other day and I was like, I have to ask Neil that. We've never talked about that. And I was like, is this like, I was going to say nationwide, but we're from different nations.
Yeah, we are.
I was going to say, like, is this one of those like common things that loads of schools did or not? It kind of just a resurfaced memory of having the paintbrush mouth. And do you know what really bothers me about it now looking back?
Mm.
They were old paintbrushes. So when you put it in your gob, the flakes of the paint on the handle,
yeah,
that would start chipping off in your mouth.
Well, it's not only that, that's been in someone's foot.
Exactly. That was the next thing that popped into my head.
Nah, fuck that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't have known, I'd have refused.
They used to do that in my school.
Nah, time to get fucked.
Yeah. So you didn't do it?
No.
No.
And even if they fucking said we had to, no.
They used to sell, was it calendars? I think it was cards, like Christmas cards. You'd get them in the post and there'd be people who would use their hands and feet to paint and create the card. Yeah, so you've seen them. That's basically what the idea was. It's you try and experience what these people are doing.
But that you could put that in anything. You could be like, you ever been in a car crash? Well, get in this car.
No, but
experience it.
It popped into my head. Like I said, it was this resurfaced memory only, I don't know, a week or two ago. I was like, I got to remember to ask Neil about that. People in the
world get shot. Do you want to feel what it's like to get shot?
I'm going to ask my brother, because we went to the same school, same primary school. I'm going to ask him if he remembers it.
So the same brush could have been between his toes.
Yes.
And then gone in their gob.
Yes, I'm only thinking about this now. I'm like, why the fuck were our teachers doing this? That's fucking weird, isn't it?
For a laugh. Like, I take it as straight away. I went, what, for a laugh?
Seriously, lads, if any of yous were forced to do this in school, please let me know. What if it was just my school?
You won't get any Brits come forward saying that because we weren't abused in that way.
Did you paint with potatoes?
What?
Did you paint with potatoes?
No. What do you mean?
You get a potato, yeah? And you cut it. Right, you cut it in half.
Yeah.
And then you carve into it, so you do like a heart or a star or whatever, and you use it as a stamp.
Fuck off.
No, I'm dead serious about that one.
No, you're taking the piss.
Right, maybe no one's had the toe jam paintbrush in their gob, but I guarantee you people have painted with potatoes.
Nah. Why potato?
I don't know. It works well.
They're not even absorbent.
Yeah, but they're starchy. Maybe that's why it doesn't suck up all the paint or something. I don't know. I'm not an artist.
No, we did the general thing of like paper mache and all that.
Papier mache. The way that was a visceral reaction right there. He squirmed when I said that.
I don't like when people try and speak French.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's certain words I won't say because I don't like how they sound when I say it.
Oh, I know.
So when you get in bed, you put the covers on you. You put the covers on you.
Yeah.
Covers.
Yeah.
Not.
It's a duvet.
No, covers. Croissant.
Yeah.
I love a good croissant.
The thing is, right, though, I say croissant, so I'm not even saying like croissant. Do you get what I'm saying like in my accent?
Yeah.
And that's still too much for you to take.
What?
You have to say croissant.
Yeah, what was croissant? There's no sont. Stop that.
Croissant. Okay, that's even worse.
What was the one you were laughing at me the other day? Because I'd said how I'd tried to order it.
Is this when we're in the car?
Could have been.
And it was pan au chocolat. And you were like...
Pan au chocolate.
Pan au chocolate. Chocolate. Pan au chocolate, please.
Yeah. No, I did not at school cut a spud in half and paint with it.
No, I do think that one's definitely more common.
I can assure you it isn't.
It's more the mouth and feet thing that I'm concerned about. I'm gonna say to my brother, I bet you he'll remember it. And if he didn't do it, why the fuck were they doing it to my class?
Yeah.
It's like you said, you picked up on it straight away. I only recently realised this. Oh my God, that had been between someone's toes. And kids are fucking gross.
Yeah.
You know? It's very upsetting.
Kids are the worst.
They really are.
Well, I'm sorry to hear what you went through in your childhood.
It was traumatic.
But let's move on. What we're covering today.
Well, I'm going to do my best. And today we are going to be talking about Charles Albright, also known as the Eyeball Killer, Part 2.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, usually when we do a two-parter, we record them on the same day. But it's been a day.
Well, it hasn't been a day. It's
nearly.
The other end of the day.
Nearly a day.
Nearly a day. You've had a nap in between. It may as well be a different day. So in Part 1, we discussed Charles Albright's background, the murder of Mary Pratt, and Veronica Rodriguez, who claimed to have been with Mary the night of her murder, and how she narrowly escaped death.
Oh, yeah, but she were acting bollocks, weren't she? She were like flip-flopping with her stories and...
Yes, her story was changing a little bit, and Veronica was known to kind of bullshit a bit. So there were some questions as to the truth surrounding her story. But police did say the core of the story always remained the same. She always maintained that she was there that night with Mary and that she was also attacked.
Yeah.
On the 10th of February, 1991, 2 months after Mary's death, the body of 27-year-old Susan Peterson was found on the same street. But as she had been left at the other end of the road, her body was technically in another jurisdiction, and the case was given to the Dallas County Sheriff's Department.
It's mad, innit, how they do it all there. Just down the road.
Yeah. But at different jurisdictions, a different jurisdiction. We're on islands here, you know?
Yeah.
So to us, it's like, you're in or you're out.
Well, America's an island.
Well, I mean, technically, if you went up to the border, to the north,
yeah,
we'd have that situation.
Probably not.
Fucking
you take the body.
Fucking excuse me what I'm saying, because I'm saying like, oh, we're in islands, but I'm talking about the Republic and then the North. And then for you, if you're in the UK, you've got Scotland there and fucking Wales over there. So actually, ignore what I've said. I'm talking complete bollocks. We would still have that same issue.
In the UK, it's actually a bit stricter than that. It's by the police department, so...
Yeah, that's what this is.
No, but like So in the UK, it's even worse actually than America, because say if I nicked a car and I set off down motorway, highway for the Americans. Say I nicked it in Sheffield, so it's South Yorkshire.
Mm-hmm.
And the police are chasing me on the motorway, and I get to... On the motorway, I'm getting to where Wakefield is, so I'm going into West Yorkshire.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
I've gone through Barnsley, and now I'm heading towards Wakey.
Yeah.
They would already be radioing in on West Yorkshire Police for them to take over. South Yorkshire Police can't continue.
Yeah, different jurisdictions.
So it's actually worse, because in America, it's state by state.
No. This is within Dallas.
Oh.
Dallas City and Dallas County. So it's kind of like what you said. It's the different areas within Yorkshire. It's the different areas within Dallas.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense then.
You're just shitting on it. No, but in all seriousness, it can cause issues because egos can get involved with different departments and, you know.
Mm.
Now, in contrast to Mary, Susan was said to have been more hardened by her work. She was described as fearless and didn't take shit from others encroaching on her territory. She was also said to have skillfully pickpocketed her clients during their encounters. So, with that, it's believed for Susan to have let her guard down around the killer, surely he was a regular of Susan's. Even with that, she most likely would have fought back ferociously.
So it all depends on how big her list is.
What?
Because in part one you were saying about how, like, she didn't really do it public. She had her own...
That was Mary.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you remember from our last episode, we talked about one of the police officers, Regina. Regina said that she felt if this killer was going to attack someone like Susan, then none of these women were exempt. Susan was found laid on the ground, partially clothed, brutally beaten, and she had been shot 3 times. One to the head, one to the chest, and another to her stomach. And her eyes had also been removed.
Of course they had.
It wasn't until the autopsy, when the examiner noted that her eyes had been removed, that her case was connected to Mary's, and realisation set in. We're dealing with a serial killer. With the second murder within this short of a period of time, panic starts to set in among the women working in Oakcliff. But unfortunately, some of these women were left with little choice but to keep working in the area. Police weighed up their options whether they should release the details of the murders. A tough decision to make. You don't want to give the killer any advantage or ego boost, but you also want to warn people and allow them vigilance.
See, that's fucking scary. You know, so you're a sex worker in this little area, and what other choice have you got? They
need to make money.
Yeah.
I think sometimes people have this notion of, oh, just get a job. And it's like, it's not that fucking easy. You know what I mean?
Just get a job.
Just get a job. You know what I mean? Or, like, you can get a job, but you also have that money of that, you know, you've got your client list.
Yeah.
You can go out on a Tuesday night.
Make a buns.
Make a what?
That's a term, isn't it?
A what?
Make a buns.
A buns.
Yeah. I think that's an American term.
A bundle.
No.
A buns.
A buns. Make a buns.
Make a buns.
Our Americans will correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm fairly certain in America they have a term. Made a buns on that.
Made a buns? I've never heard that.
It's like make a good bit of money.
Mortals, let us know. Police decided to inform the press, but kept the detail about the mutilation quiet. Flyers were also posted by the motel where Mary had once worked, not only for the other women's safety, but also because these women would be most likely to have information which would lead to identifying the killer. So usually when the police would patrol the area, the women are going to kind of disperse, go to their separate areas, kind of, you know, stay out the way of the police. They don't want the grief. But now when the police are pulling up, these women did not shy away. Instead, they approached the officers with every last bit of information and possible lead they could think of. Which kind liked what? Who had this or that kink? Which one wanted to engage in bondage?
Yeah, because I don't know how it works in the sex work industry, but like, so say I'm looking for a sex worker,
mm-hmm.
and say there's A, B, and C, and so this is a Monday night and I go to A. Is it like I'm always going to go to A, or is the punters who will be, well, I've done A, so I'll go B, I'll go C, then I might go back to B, then like, is there a pattern or do they just stick to the same person? What are you laughing at?
The way you word things sometimes.
What did I say?
I've done A, so I'll go to B. Might go to D and then back to C.
Well, I could have said have a go. I didn't say have a go.
I don't think it was much better how you worded it, if I'm honest with you. No, I get what you're saying. I mean, I think that's a very personal preference. You know, some people may feel comfortable going back to the same woman every time. They formed a bond with them, they feel comfortable. And then some people may be like, I like a bit of variety.
No, the only reason why I'm asking is because, so say now you've got going up to the cops. So there's been 2 bodies found, haven't there?
Mm-hmm.
So we've got C, D, E, and F left.
Yeah.
So what you're saying, they're running up to the cops. Are they like, we've now got a new punter who we know was going to Mary before?
So obviously I can't tell you exactly what the women were saying, but they're going to be, you know, say we saw this, you know, 6'2" guy, dark hair. He left with Mary on Tuesday night. I know I saw her with him, or I seen her with Jeff. Jeff is a regular. He's always here every Tuesday or whatever. And then it's also like, I know Tom, he likes feet. I know fucking Marcus, he's into fucking S&M. Or, you know, they're just basically they're throwing every last bit of information, because at the end of the day, it's not just about justice for the people who have been a victim of these crimes.
Safety of the ones who
exactly. They're sitting ducks at the moment.
I know you scoffed when I was talking before. I wasn't meaning to sound disrespectful if I did. I don't know what you were scoffing at, but because I apologise if it did.
No, it's just because I get what you were saying. You were trying to do it in a very kind of like formatted way, but you were just naming people A, B, C, D.
Well, I don't know the names of these other ones.
I know that. It was just like, have a go on one. You know,
I didn't say have a go.
That's what you were getting at. How did you say it? I've done A tonight, so I'll go to B tomorrow, kind of thing. Yeah. I know what you're getting at. It just sounded...
I've had sex with.
It was just very, you know, rough around the edges. Just a month following the murder of Susan, on the 19th of March, 1991, the body of 41-year-old Shirley Elizabeth Williams was found. Shirley worked as a housekeeper during the day and supplemented her income through sex work in the evening. Shirley's body had been left propped up against the curb near an elementary school. She was nude, again severely beaten, her nose broken, eyes removed, and shot in the face. Unlike the previous murders, there was something found at the scene, an unopened condom. Now, when Shirley's body was found, it was in the morning, so you've got to remember, there's kids on their way to school who are witnessing this scene.
Oh, fuck.
Shirley's murder sort of threw detectives for a loop. Although the mutilation and murder was similar, Shirley was black, but the other women had been white. And her murder also appeared to have been more hurried, and because of this, sort of more frenzied. The removal of her eyes was not to the same incredibly detailed level as previous. And because of the rushed nature of the mutilation, part of the blade had broken off and had become embedded in her skin.
Someone might have spooked him.
Possibly.
While they were doing it, yeah.
The murder of Shirley caused concern among the women who still worked in the area.
Like shit him up.
Yeah. Up until her murder, the sex workers who were black and had kept working were sort of using it to their advantage. They were seeing it as, we're not the ones being targeted, we might as well capitalise on the business that's there.
Yeah. Well, it's been done before, hasn't it, where sex workers with dark hair were getting targeted, so the blondes were like, eh.
Yeah, we have seen that in cases where, the women generally have dark hair, so women start dyeing their hair blonde, or, vice versa. Yeah. But after the murder of Shirley, a lot of the women who worked in this area chose to disperse or enlist the help of a lookout/bodyguard.
Yeah, so, like, if you're a pimp, you're going to want to protect the sex workers. So you would put, like, bodyguards on the street.
Well, it's not just that. It could have been like they kind of worked by someone's house. So even if, like, say, the guy was inside, it was like, there's a door right there. I can shout, I can call for him, I can run to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Police pored over all the possibilities as to who this killer was and what his motive could have been. And they knew they needed to work quick. Not only had he killed 3 women within the space of a few months, but this guy is already starting to widen his radius. They thought the killer must have been a doctor, due to the precise removal of the eyes. They theorised as to the possible motives for the murder, but also, why did he mutilate the bodies in the way that he did? Was it superstition? Remove the eyes, remove their vision of him? Was there a sexual element to it? Or possibly cannibalistic?
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Why have you put that in my head?
I apologise, but you got to think about it.
There's no way. There is no way that is the reason why he is removing their eyes. No. Stop it.
Well, at this point, police don't know, and they're just trying to think of all the possible options. They knew he was a stronger man, capable and confident that he could easily overpower these women, and that he operated late at night. But that's about all they have to go on.
But, sorry, going back to the sexual aspect, surely they would see, like, so they're talking about how precise the eyeball's been removed. Like, they couldn't even tell the eyes had been removed until they opened the eyelids. Surely there'd be trauma to the sockets if there was sexual attention? No.
So he removed them. It was literally, like I said, it was incredibly precise, surgical standard.
Yeah.
But it could have been taking them for afterwards, and they're, that's when it comes into play.
Right. Okay. Sorry, I thought you meant remove them to...
Yeah, you're thinking more at the scene.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
A woman named Brenda White came forward to tell police about an encounter she had had recently. An older white man, salt and pepper hair, and a more muscular build. He had picked her up in a station wagon, and when she didn't want to go to the location that he had chosen, his agitation quickly turned to rage, and he said, quote, "I hate whores. I'm going to kill all of you motherfucking whores."
Lock him up.
Well, seeing his change in demeanour, this red mist coming over him, Brenda reaches into her bag and grabs her mace. She sprayed it into his face, allowing her enough time to jump out of the car and make a run for it. Now, the description that Brenda had given was a match to Veronica's. So remember Axton from part 1?
Yep. Truck driver.
Yes, the man that Veronica had said saved her the night of her attack.
Yeah.
Shirley's body had been found not far from the address given by Axton.
And his landlord was...
Charlie Boy.
Yeah, Chuck.
Exactly. So Axton had already been ruled out. He did not match the description. But police do want to speak with his landlord, Charles Albright. They then find out about Charlie's other properties, all within the vicinity of where the bodies had been found. But when they searched, the name on these properties was Fred Albright. Fred Albright, who was deceased. Remember, Charles had kept the rental properties in his father's name. But the name Albright stuck in one of the officers' minds. He remembered back to a friend of Mary Pratt, and she had mentioned a man named Charles Albright to him. With this connection to Mary, and the fact that he was the landlord of Axton, who was connected to Veronica, it's starting to piece together.
So now it's going to be, hello, Chuck.
Well,
we need to have a word.
Following this, police bring Veronica to the station to see if she was able to identify Charles out of a photo lineup. And she did. Now, in relation to Mary, it's thought that Charles had known Mary for years, maybe even been close enough friends. He had previously lived in the same neighbourhood as Mary, in one of his father's rental homes, and he was reported to have had a brief relationship with one of Mary's friends, and that they had all hung around together. And when Mary began sex work, Charles was said to have been a regular of hers.
That's weird. That's weird, I think.
Yeah,
like,
a bit.
It's like in this day and age, it'd be like someone you work with starts doing OnlyFans, you start watching their OnlyFans.
Yeah, a little bit. It's a little bit too close for comfort.
Yeah.
It's the same way, like if you were a fucking, I don't know, you installed kitchens. You don't necessarily want to do it for your mate because money gets involved and it can get a little bit...
Yeah.
There can be issues. Anything to do with like the professionalism and the personal, you know.
Yeah.
So Charles was said to have been a regular of Mary's. But Charles was known among many of the women who worked in Oak Cliff. Some for sexual encounters, others he would spend time with and spend money on them. Of course, all during the day while his partner was at work.
Obviously.
And although he treated some of the women with,
decorum,
respect, question mark, he kind of portrayed this kind of caring thing, buying them food, kind of giving them cash, look at it, almost kind of like a boyfriend-ish, I don't really know.
Yeah.
He wanted to seem like this gentleman and whatever. There was other women who spoke of his aggression towards them. One woman who had worked with Susan during a meeting with Charles said that he had handcuffed them to the bed and beat them with a belt and an extension cord while shouting, quote, "Scream, bitch, you know you like it."
Why an extension cord?
I mean, that's going to fucking hurt.
Yeah. That's not like bondage, that's a weapon in that aspect. What are we doing?
What are we doing here, Charlie?
Yeah. And the problem is, as a sex worker, you can't run to the police and go, I've just solicited myself illegally and this bloke was too rough. He's just assaulted me.
Mm-hmm.
If they are going to do anything to the bloke, they're going to do it to the woman as well.
Yeah, you're in that kind of rock and a hard place.
Yeah. It's tough going.
Like we previously mentioned, Charles had two sides to him when it came to women. Women who had been in relationships with him did say that he was a romantic type, showering them with affection and gifts. It was also said that he would wait for the woman to make the first move, to make sure that she was ready and happy to do so. And when their relationship would become sexual, he was said to have been gentle and was considerate of his partners.
Because that's his partners. He doesn't see... Sex workers are different, aren't they?
Exactly.
It's dirty.
Exactly. If I know Charlie Boy, and I think I do, it seems blatant that this was a Madonna whore complex. It's some women are this good, saintly figure, and the others are that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Putting women into these two different camps, good and bad, and that's it. Never mind how he treated his long-term partners, but even the vastly different approach from one woman in sex work to another. Charles was going to decide if you were good enough to be treated with respect. With the multiple connections being made to the murders, and Veronica identifying Charles as the killer, police made the decision to detain him. And on the 22nd of March, 1991, at 2:30 in the morning, police surrounded Charles' home. They burst into his house and placed him under arrest.
And they went, "Hello, Chuck."
Well, look, wonderful that Charles has now been apprehended, but horrifying and traumatising for Dixie. Not only had she no idea what her partner had done or who he really was, but to be woken in the middle of the night to police breaking into your home, I mean, that's a lot to deal with.
And it's not only that. Imagine if they said to Charlie, right, where are they? If he's like, where's what? Where's the eyeballs? Do you imagine her? She'd be like,
yeah.
The what?
Fucking beg your pardon? Officer Regina Smith said that while driving him to the station, she noticed that it was eerily silent. Also want to note, credit goes to the officers Regina Smith and John Matthews. They were the ones who provided detectives with a break in the case that led to his arrest. They were the ones who really pieced this together, and I believe in particular Regina, who really took the time to get to know the women who worked in the area.
Usually is though, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I say that, but maybe it was John as well. I don't know. John, if you're listening and I'm not doing you justice, I apologise. But I mean, you know.
They were the ones who detected.
They put the fucking work in. They knew these women. They wanted to give them justice. Anyway, as police searched his home, they find a hidden compartment in his mantelpiece. Once they remove the cover, they find multiple guns, but none of which had been used in the murders.
What's a mantelpiece?
You know, above your fireplace?
Yeah.
You know, the ledge, like the little shelf above the fireplace?
Yeah.
Yeah, in there.
Oh, so it was like a hidden compartment thing?
Like I said, yes.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I've never heard it called that.
A mantelpiece. You've never heard mantelpiece. I've said
Fireplace.
Yeah, your fireplace, but above it is the mantelpiece.
No, that is the fireplace.
But you've got your fireplace where the fire is.
No, that's where the chimney.
The fireplace where the fire is placed. And then you've got your mantelpiece. Like the more kind of decorative bit around the fireplace.
No, where I'm from.
I mean, no.
Where I'm from. It's chimney and fireplace.
No, your chimney is up the fucking yoke.
Yeah, and what's at the bottom of it? The fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Mantelpiece is in your home. The chimney is going up in the fucking wall to let the smoke out.
Yeah.
That's like part of the building, if you get me.
Yeah.
Mantelpiece is like more kind of decorative.
Yeah, but we call that a fireplace.
No, it is a fireplace, but the mantelpiece is a specific part of the fireplace.
No, we call that specific part fireplace.
Why?
Because it's placed around the fire. I don't fucking know. This is actually remind me, you know, you're on about furniture.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a video yesterday on Instagram. Blew my mind.
Here we go. Go on.
I always thought it was Chester drawers. Chester drawers.
Chest of drawers.
Yeah. I found that out yesterday.
Like, what? Like you thought it was like a Chesterfield sofa?
Yes.
No. They also find dozens of X-Acto blades, none of which could be linked to the murders. But they do not find the eyeballs.
X-Acto blades, are they like
kind of like
cutters?
Yeah, it's kind of like scalpels. You know, so if you were like to cut paper, the real precise kind of cuts. Yeah. We need like take a shot every time I say precise in this episode. The forensic scientist on the scene was Dr. Irving Stone, and as he looked through the home, he noticed a baseball cap and asked the name of the killer. Upon hearing the name Charles Albright, Irving is stunned. Charles was the right fielder on his softball team.
Doesn't mean he didn't do it.
No one said that.
No.
It's just that, like, you're at work, you're in a different zone, and you find out one of your mates, you know, banter with the lads on Saturday.
Yeah.
He's going around killing women. And you're now in his home searching for evidence.
Yeah. See, for me, if I got told one of my mates had done something, like, say, they were wanted for murder, I wouldn't be shocked. First thing what would go through my head is thinking of stuff they've said before, and it'd be like, yeah, actually, yeah, I could fucking well believe it.
Mm-hmm. So when Irving actually went back to the police headquarters, he saw Charles exiting the lift. Charles smiled at Irving and was delighted to see a familiar face. Irving, not so much. Charles actually asked him for a hug. And Irving literally said, "Get fucked." Except not literally. I wasn't there, I don't know. He might have done.
He might have just said, no.
No.
No, Chuck.
When I was, because I saw Irving like speaking, on an episode about the case. And he was just, though he kind of just like shook his head, kind of like basically, are you out of your fucking mind? Police searched his other properties, and Regina would later describe it as something out of Silence of the Lambs. There was lizards and snakes and various other animal parts. Now remember, Charlie loved a bit of the old taxidermy.
Yeah.
So
no crime against that.
Exactly. Certainly a jarring scene if you're unaware of his hobby, but you know, it's relatively innocent in that sense.
You would literally just be walking around going, the fuck is that?
Bear in mind, they're there to search for evidence, and one thing in particular, eyeballs. So if you're seeing all this kind of like science experiment looking shit, you're going to be a bit concerned. But they still did not find any body parts. No eyeballs.
He might have got away with it if he'd have put them in the taxidermy things.
Well, they searched through it. They did find something which they thought was an eyeball, but I believe they said it was a pig's eyeball.
Are ours similar to pigs' eyeballs?
I would say so. We're pretty similar to pigs with like our flesh, so I'd say our eyes are pretty similar.
I couldn't tell you what a pig's eye is like.
There's one eye of a pig I've seen, which is...
What?
The eyeball comparison to someone famous.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's outrageously close. So, as you can tell at this point, they're really struggling to definitively connect Charles to the murders. And Charles wasn't speaking. He denied any wrongdoing and said that he had never even heard of any of these women before. Again, remember, Charlie would lie and convince himself of his own lies. His home was searched 6 times, and the FBI even brought in wall-penetrating equipment. Still nothing. That was until a hair found on Shirley's coat was a match to another hair found within the vacuum cleaner in Charles' home.
Got him.
Well, now, I've read that there was hairs belonging to both Shirley and Charles found, but there was also something said about the hair that had been found belonged to a squirrel. Now, that's more kind of odd.
Yeah.
But again, the taxidermy thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, oh, okay. His trial began on the 13th of December, 1991. Now, Charles was initially charged with the murders of Mary, Susan and Shirley, but due to the lack of evidence, the charges in relation to Mary and Susan's murder were dropped. But the prosecution did reserve the right to refile the case at a later date.
But they all had their eyes removed, they'd all been badly beaten, they'd all been shot.
Yes, but they were struggling for evidence, and they knew going for murder with Shirley's case,
they'd got a better chance.
They had better chance, but there still was not much against them.
Right.
During the trial, Charles did not speak. Instead, he sat quietly, almost appearing timid. And Veronica, she made the decision to testify for the defence.
But she'd been attacked.
Yeah. So Veronica claimed that she had been coerced into IDing Charles, which, of course, is possible. It's also possible that she knew the case against him wasn't strong and, was it worth the risk if he was not to be convicted?
Ah, okay. She's scared of him.
Well, it's certainly a valid fear to have. The evidence was weak in this case. The strongest piece of evidence was the hair that could be linked between Shirley and Charles, and as far as DNA evidence goes, hair isn't a very compelling one. The defence tried to sway the jury towards believing that Axton was the real killer. And admittedly, there was a lot of questions around Axton. He was certainly an odd character, but that doesn't make a killer. And there may not have been a lot to link Charles to the murders, but there was nothing connecting Axton. As well as the fact that, when shown pictures, many sex workers could identify Charles, but none recognised Axton. Although this trial was for the murder of Shirley, the murders of Mary and Susan were still heard by the court. In his closing argument, the prosecutor described Charles as a, quote, former biology teacher, bullfighter, college-ace smart man who just can't seem to have a job. But he went on to warn the jury not to underestimate his intelligence. On the 18th of December, after deliberating for 5 hours over a 2-day period, a jury found Charles guilty for the murder of Shirley Williams. Dixie collapsed as the verdict was read, and many of his friends still didn't believe it to be true. Quote, "It's always a miscarriage of justice when an innocent man is convicted." Which, look, I do understand that the case was largely built upon circumstantial evidence, but the killings did stop once Charles was arrested. So unless someone is going to great lengths to set Charlie up,
yeah,
I think they've got their guy.
You've got to look at it as well. When you have these killers who literally lead a double life, so whether it's the partner, the wife, friends, family, they see this sweet guy, he helps everyone out. There were one in California, I can never remember what it is, but that's what they all said about him. They weren't denying he did it once he was found guilty, but there was like, I never would have thought he would have done something like that. He was so hardworking, he was so helpful with his family, friends. So you can understand why they would argue it, because they've never seen this side.
Yeah, like you said, there's many cases where these guys are leading double lives, and to a scary degree. Like, not even that they were a normal guy, but it was, they were perfect. They were great father, great husband, did X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
But also with Charlie, convincing himself of his own lies. I know I've said it multiple times, but that shit freaks me out. You're not just a liar. You're convincing yourself. Yeah. It's like, I don't like how that sounds about me, so let's pretend it's not true.
Yeah.
Although the idea of Charlie being confrontational, never mind a killer, was unfathomable to many of those in his life, there were a few who noticed a side to him. While at a softball game during downtime, a car drove past slowly with 2 women in it. The men joked that the women must have been sex workers to show any interest in them, and one of the guys made a comment about Charlie being the one who was single and why doesn't he go over to them. Charlie, with a face like someone had just shot down his leg, said, quote, "Hell, I'd kill them if I could."
Just a subtle little hint like that.
Very, very, you'd have to be on your A game to catch it.
Yeah.
Well, understandably, the other men were stunned by his comments, and Charlie later told his teammates that it was a sore spot for him as his birth mother had been a sex worker.
Was she?
I'm not saying it's not possible. She could have, for all I know, but no. It's not known that she had ever been in sex work.
But it would make sense if she was, because that's why he'd be going for sex workers, and then, she was overprotective.
But he wasn't raised by his birth mother.
Oh, his birth mother?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the adopted.
No. So, again, like I said, it's not known that she has ever been in sex work, and it's also a very different story to what Dell had told him.
Right.
Dell had told Charles that his birth mother was a law student who was forced to give up her child. The reality was, she was a nurse in Wichita Falls, and Charles had actually met with her multiple times. Now, that's not to say she wasn't a law student previously or had been in sex work, but there's some conflicting stories going on.
Yeah.
Now, while in prison, Charles spoke with journalist Skip Hollandsworth. He told Skip, quote, "Ask me anything you want. I'm not going to tell you anything that's not true." He also said, quote, "I truly think, and this may sound far-fetched."
Here we go. Here we go.
He's winded up here. "And this may sound far-fetched, that the boys in the forensic lab cut out those eyes. I think police said, we want some sort of mutilation."
Yeah, because they do that.
Another gem was, quote, "You won't find any women who'll say anything other than..." Sorry, this fucking guy. Quote, "You won't find any women who'll say anything other than that I was always a perfect gentleman in their presence."
So that was an act.
"I was always trying to do things for women."
They're the ones to watch out for.
Yeah. "I would take their pictures, I would paint their portraits, I would give them little presents. I was always open for a lasting relationship." Now I'm going to fucking tell you something here. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
There's the men who support women and like champion them and like, you know, genuinely love women, love people who happen to be women.
Yeah.
And then there's men who go, I love women.
Yeah.
I love women. It's like, what the fuck do you mean by that exactly?
I mean.
Do you know what do you know what I'm getting at?
Yeah. So
I bought them things. I did things for you. Do things for me.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
So I was brought up to, you know, you open the door.
You were taught a very old-fashioned men are men, women are women.
Yeah. But even though I was taught that, you know, specifically for women, you know, open the door for women, I've always, I'd do it for anyone. If I'm walking and I open the door and I look behind and someone's there, I hold the door.
Yeah, manners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in regards to like helping women, so again, I'll help anyone. But like, say if a woman came up to me and she's carrying a box, and I can see the box isn't that fucking heavy, and they're like, can you carry this for me? No, fuck off. No. No, carry it yourself, you lazy bastard.
Sorry.
Why is that funny?
No, it's funny to me because you do it to me and it pisses me off, right? So
with
I'm
you, it's
aware.
different.
No, I know I'm your partner and you're trying to help me. I get that.
No. Just fob it off, yeah? Okay.
No, but I'm very aware of my limitations. I am not strong.
You're ridiculously weak.
Although you love to describe me as a strong, sturdy Irish woman.
Yeah.
Which, thank you. I'm embracing that. I'm taking it.
Yeah.
I have the upper body strength of a kitten. I've said it before. I'll say it again.
Yeah.
I'm not strong. I know my limitations.
Megan's power is in her legs.
Yes. Good fucking sturdy. I'm planted. I'm grounded.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, good for hiking. Not so good for lifting boxes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it helps me a little bit lifting boxes, but, you know. The point is, I know my limitations. So I'll try, say if I'm moving furniture or lifting a box or what have you, I may try, but I'm never going to like put my body out to do it.
Yeah.
And if I can't lift it, I will go to you or, you know, if I'm at work, whoever's there to give me a hand. I'm not, especially at work, I'm not fucking throwing my back out for you. Fuck that. But you get my point.
You end up like me with sciatica.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm not doing that. The point I'm making is, I know my limitations and I'm not going to be like, fuck you, I don't need any help. But at the same stage, you're quite quick to jump. Like, you haven't even let me try to lift it. And you're like, do you need a hand? I'm here.
No, I do.
Okay?
No,
and I'm like, she's fucking relaxed.
No, she's fucking lying.
No, I'm not.
I'll just go, do you need an hand with that? I do not fucking go, let me help.
Neil will actually push me out. He will knock me to the ground to lift the box.
Yeah. Call him bullshit on that one.
You can call it. But I knows the truth.
But what I was trying to say before you went on your little tangent is, if a woman asks me for help to carry a box and I say, get fucked, you lazy bastard, I can tell that is easy to carry for anyone. Some people might see that as ignorant and, you know, disrespectful. You should be helping her. But that should make me more trusting, because it's like he's treating her.
That should make me more trusting.
Because I'm going off of what you've just said about him. He's trying to say,
I did things for you, do things for me.
Well, no, he's trying to say, he's trying to prove his innocence by, ask anyone, I'm lovely to women. You know, but with me, I treat women like it's equal ground with everyone. I'm not, it's not men and women.
I mean, yes and no. Okay, how you were brought up, I think you were brought up to kind of believe in quite traditional gender roles overall. Okay? Yeah. So you'd say that's fair.
Yeah.
And I think, although you are not as fixated on traditional gender roles, and again, I don't think it's ever done with ill intent. I think it's meant in a good way. Sometimes you can get a little, like, because you're brought up that way, you were taught that way, it sticks in your head a bit. And at times, you know, I can perceive it as being a little bit patronizing, but I know it's with good intent when you're trying to help me. It's just sometimes you kind of jump the gun a bit. And it's like, I can fucking lift it.
I think sometimes I'm being patronizing on purpose.
Actually, yeah, probably. You probably are just doing it to trigger me. Yeah, actually, now that I think about it.
I know how to poke your buttons.
Press me buttons.
Press them, yeah.
Or poke the bear.
Yeah.
As I'm built like one.
Yeah. On the bottom half.
Just the bottom half. Top half, train wreck. So back to Charles. Skip said to Charles, quote, "The police told me you had a number of true crime books in your house." Charles replies, and this point is fair. Charles replied, quote, "Oh hell, there were other books. Books of poetry, several Bibles, cookbooks, all kinds of books on art, watercolours, oils, and some books on science. It was as well-rounded a library as you wanted to find."
Yeah, it's the same with previous cases where, someone could have a big fucking music collection. But then if they've got a Marilyn Manson CD, the police hone in on that and they're like, hang on a minute, you have a Marilyn Manson CD. You killed all these people.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, with Charles' previous comments about I was a great fella. I treated women fucking deadly.
Yeah.
Skip kind of hones in a little bit and he says, quote, "But in any of these murder books you read, did you learn why a serial killer acts the way he does?" Charlie says, quote, "Well, just for the sheer pleasure of killing a girl, I would imagine." Skip then says, quote, "A serial killer would not have," Charles interjects and says, "would not have dumped them on the street where they would have been so easily found." He then says, "Look, if I made up my mind I wanted to be one, I wouldn't have been caught on the third killing. If I decide to be a serial killer, I sure would have been a good one. You can ask anybody about anything I've ever done. I tried to be the best at what I did."
Fuck off. Right.
Mask is slipping slightly there, Charlie boy.
Yeah. Look.
That arrogance, that ego.
Yeah. That's what I was about to say. It's just the fucking ego.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So how he's speaking there, it goes back to the probation officer in his younger years and, the convincing of his own lies and the sheer arrogance of whatever I put my mind to, I'm fucking dead at, even if it happens to be serial killing. Piss off.
Yeah. So I'm like that.
We're not talking about a game of chess.
That's what I mean. Whatever I choose to do, I'll know the first time I do it, whether I've got a knack for it or not. If I haven't, you'll never see me do it again. But if I have, I will keep I want to be the best at that.
Well, this is something that pisses me off about you.
Yeah, obviously.
Because, it's just it's the whole, I have to be the best. Why can't you just enjoy something? And that's not...
Because I can't enjoy it without being the best.
But this isn't aimed directly at you. It's just, you happen to be like this as well. You never want to play a game. You have to win. Do you know what I mean? There's no enjoyment without winning. No part of the process is kind of enjoyable to you. Well, no, sorry, I say that. Say with video games, that was more the style you liked. Now you're getting more into, survival, where the entire process is the game.
Yeah.
It's not so much about winning or losing. But
I'm getting into simulators and all.
Exactly. But yeah, me and you are very different. I can enjoy the process, whereas for you, it's about the end. It's the result. How did I do? I want to see my scorecard.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And it's like I said, I can't kind of understand that because it's so different, like my way of thinking. But you are a little, I don't say you're like Charles, but that kind of mentality of I'm going to be the best at whatever I do.
Yes.
So.
But not including killing women.
Yeah, but you identify with Charles here.
Right, careful now. Careful. No, like I just said, if I know the first time I do whatever activity it is, the first time I do it, I know whether I've got a knack for it or not. If I haven't, I don't do it.
Yeah.
So I haven't got a knack for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I will keep going until I'm the best at that.
Yeah. But my point being is that I'm not even talking about, like a trade or something. Or a hobby where the point is to get better at it and produce a better product or, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
A
podcast. I'm the best podcaster there's been.
That's a good point. You listen to our earlier episodes like, oh my fucking God.
At you.
Oh, okay. Just me.
I think I've always been the same, Anna. Have I?
I think you've got more relaxed and you're kind of better at discussing and furthering the discussion on an episode.
Yeah. Which
I love because listeners love hearing you talk about it.
And I'm probably not as wild now as I was. I used to say some bad stuff.
You weren't that bad. I mean, some things you say today, I'm still like, fucking hell, Neil. But do you know what I mean? It shows progression and that's great. But it's not like I'm recording going, I'm going to be the best podcaster there is. Like, we're different. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And with podcasting, you can understand that.
Yes.
Or actually, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you do want to be the best podcaster.
I plead the fifth.
Plead the fifth.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Plead the fifth.
It's plea the fifth.
Plead. You're pleading.
No, you plea it.
No, plead.
Okay, carry on.
Now, there was another murder which it was thought Charles may be responsible for, and that is the 1988 murder of 30-year-old Rhonda Bowie. But her murder was different to the others. Rhonda was stabbed over 20 times rather than shot, and her eyes had not been removed. There was also questions raised as to whether Charles had even been in the area at the time. He claimed that he was in New Mexico at a softball game. So you can kind of take from that what you will. You know, like, I mean, if he wasn't in the area, he wasn't in the area. But if he was, the whole thing of saying the murder was different. Okay, yeah, but it was before his spate of serial killings. It's not necessary to say it's going to be the same.
Yeah, he can evolve. Adapt.
Exactly. All right, Bear Grylls, calm down. So I'm not entirely sure. There are some sources which claim that Charles died on the 22nd of August 2020 at the age of 87. But I struggle to find many news articles to corroborate this. Regardless, that is the case of Charles Albright, also known as the Eyeball Killer.
And also known as Chuck.
Also known as Charlie. Also known as Charlie Boy.
So we've got Chuck and Skip in the same fucking episode.
Well, he's not... That's you with the Chuck.
Yeah, but what's the name Skip?
That's his name.
Short for what?
Skippy.
No, behave.
No, it might be a name he just chose to use in his, professional career.
Skip?
Yeah, and why not?
Not very professional, is it?
That's none of your business. He is a well-respected journalist. How dare you?
Skip.
Fucking brilliant article he did.
Okay.
So...
I'll have to take your word for it.
Have a bit of that.
If I wanted to be a journalist and write an article, it'd be the best fucking article you'd ever read.
Yeah.
What are you laughing at?
The hilarity is I could actually see you saying that in like the next episode and completely forgetting about this conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Neil, I'll ask you now, after a two-parter on Charlie Boy, do you have any thoughts, opinions?
I think he did it.
I think what he did was wrong.
That as well. Yeah. I don't agree with what he did.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there is technically there's questions raised because...
And they never found the eyes?
No, the eyes were never found. I believe he had them stored somewhere.
I think he ate them.
You think he ate them?
Well, it'd be a good way to hide them.
Yeah. But technically they wouldn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
I personally believe he has them stored somewhere, like buried somewhere. He has them contained. We don't know. I think they're still
come about.
I think that's probably the case. I think he took them to have them. To have them in his possession. That's what my belief is.
Maybe he was planning on using them in taxidermy.
You got to remember, this was very quick.
Yeah, it was months.
Yeah.
3 months?
In November 1990 was the first murder, and then by March was the last murder and his arrest.
Yeah, so he might have been planning to do like Christmas presents, taxidermy and put in...
Well, I don't know about that. I think with Charles, he was essentially a con man. He gave off this sort of romanticised, worldly appearance, someone who could speak multiple languages, skillfully play piano, and enjoyed reciting poetry. And yes, he may have had these skills and or qualities, but there's a very different side to him all the same.
Evidently. So, oddity. If you're just going to stare at me, then we'll just move on to the oddity. Just because I said evidently.
Yeah. Mm.
Well, you just gave me two...
Where did you learn that word?
Oh, okay. Oh, actually, before we move on to the oddity. So if you remember the oddity from when we covered part 1. It was a man who'd made himself a grilled cheese sandwich, and his missus decided to take a bite out of his sarnie, and he did not like it one bit.
And understandably.
He was sulking. He went down to the basement, and then he tried to murder his missus over it. And then with the taxidermy in the episode, it all links. So I'd said in that episode, do you know what? I'm gonna make myself a grilled cheese sandwich.
Mm-hmm. And you did.
So when we finished doing part 1, I made myself. I prepped my grilled cheese sandwich, and then our cat decided to jump up on the kitchen side and sniff at my grilled cheese sandwich.
Sniff.
You've never seen me move so fast across the fucking house.
Mm.
He could have been our first taxidermy cat.
He sniffed at it though.
But I don't want him sniffing.
No, I get it. I don't want no one near my food either. But I think you've had cats longer than I have.
Yeah.
And you still haven't come to terms with the fact that they're little bastards.
Yeah, but my cat, what I had in the UK, he wouldn't jump up on the kitchen side.
With Ty, I've tried and I've given up.
Yeah, but you don't use the methods I used. You get yourself a little squirt gun, like a water pistol, and if they jump up, squirt them. Doesn't even have to be a water gun. You could get a spray bottle, just spray them, and they link that with jumping up on the side, and they will stop.
I honestly, I'm not going to fucking, when you hit people with cats and they're like, my cat doesn't get up in the couch. Like, you get fucked. Like, that's, you think you're better than me, and half of yous are fucking lying. Over half of yous, 3/4 of yous are lying. Yeah. Right?
Just grim and bear it and your house stinks.
Just, right. Let them up, and then before you prep food, wipe the counter down. That's the easiest way. It's too much. I wouldn't be able to do a podcast from all the screaming I'd be doing a Ty to get off the fucking counter. It's not fucking worth it, lads. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like you still haven't learned that a cat is gonna fucking be a little shit.
Oh no, I know they are. That's what I love about them.
But you get so wound up about it.
It was my sandwich.
No, I know. I understand the amount of food Ty has stolen from me. Stolen.
Yeah.
I mean, the tuna. So when I opened a tin of tuna, I usually give him like a little bit of mackerel or something. Small little bit. And then the rest is mine.
Yeah.
I gave him the tuna that time.
Yeah.
And I walked away for 2 seconds. I thought he was still eating his own.
Yeah.
Walked away for 2 seconds to say something to you. Came back and the prick had his head in my bowl of tuna. It was the last tin of tuna as well, do you remember?
Yeah.
And I was tired.
I thought you were going to start crying.
You said you felt so bad for me.
I did.
I just wanted my food. Another time he didn't eat it, but I came back. I had a bowl of, it was cooked new potatoes. I was going to do a salad with them or something. I can't remember. And I came back and there was like 2 little fang marks in it. He took a bite but didn't take any of it. And I was like, fuck's sake. Another time he ripped a chunk off of a head of lettuce. Yes. Remember that? One time I'd portioned out my pasta. I hadn't cooked yet, portioned it out. He stole a piece of dry pasta. I saw him run across the room with dry pasta. I thought, for fuck's sake, I can't have anything. Scones, I can't leave. They have to go into the bread bin. I can't leave them on the side. If they're wrapped in plastic, he will bite through the plastic.
He goes nuts for scones.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell it is.
Yeah.
That cat, I mean, God bless him.
Yeah, but dogs would be the same if they could get up on the counter.
Norman won't. I've tried him. I can put food on that floor and he knows not to go near it. Have you seen him when I give him his wet food?
Yeah.
I'll put the bowl down, say wait, and he waits until he sees my finger point. And he runs to it. I'll literally keep my hand by myself and I'll literally just move my finger and he knows.
You should see the face of Megan when she does that point. It's like, I have the power.
I'm drunk with power. He is a good lad though, Norm. Ty is Ty.
Yeah.
I love him, but he challenges me daily.
Yeah. So, oddity.
Go Steelers.
Ghost healers. I thought we don't do paranormal.
Go Steelers.
Like Sheffield Steelers?
No.
What do you mean then?
Pittsburgh Steelers.
What do they do?
Football.
Okay.
Angelica Radevsky first met her husband TJ when she worked for his father at a local restaurant. They became close friends before welcoming a child together and then marrying in 2021. She said of him, quote, "He was just the type of person where if you met him, even just one time at the grocery store or at the gym, he left an impression of being such a loving, happy person." Sadly, TJ passed away unexpectedly at the age of 55. Now, TJ loved tattoos and his body was covered in artwork. Quote, "From his neck all the way down to his feet, every tattoo that he had was a piece of his life. It was like therapy. It was his healing."
Yeah, I love that. I love when there's actually meaning behind the tattoos. Like, one I saw recently was someone went to a tattoo artist and they said, basically, I want you to outline jigsaw pieces, but like it's a complete jigsaw.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want you to fill out one piece. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And he went to different tattoo artists, got a tattoo, paid for it, but then for free, the tattoo artist had fill in another jigsaw piece. I thought that was amazing.
Well, me personally, obviously it's nice if you get a tattoo with there's meaning behind it, but I actually don't really give a flying fuck. If you just get a piece of artwork because you like it, go for it. It's blank. Your body's a blank canvas, you know.
I'm surprised you didn't get a butterfly at the bottom of your back.
Oh yeah. Really my style, that, isn't it? After TJ's death, Angelica found a unique way to keep a piece of her husband within their home. Literally. Angelica made the decision to keep one of his tattoos. For his love of sports, she marked a tattoo on his right arm, a Pittsburgh Steelers helmet, which had been a part of his first sleeve. The mortician removed this section of skin and it was sent to Save My Ink Forever, which is based in Ohio, before his remains were sent for cremation. After about 3 months, the process was complete, and this piece of her husband was ready to return home. Quote, "I was shocked, but it was a good shock. So many things you didn't know you were missing instantly felt better."
Wait, so she has a piece of his skin?
Mm-hmm. So it gets sent off, it gets treated, and then they frame.
Smell.
Yeah, it gets preserved.
Right.
And then it gets framed. So they have a framed piece of his skin, his tattoo, on display in their home.
I wonder why it takes 3 months.
Well, again, they've got to treat it and make sure it's preserved, By the way, she had discussed this with her husband first. So he was okay with this being done to his remains.
Okay.
Angelica has also made the decision to share her story on TikTok to open the discussion around death and planning for these tragic events. Quote, "Instead of planning for a wedding for a year, why don't we start planning and making it normal and not so ugly to talk about death? You can be prepared both financially and with what you want for your body." And I say, good woman, Angelica, fair dues. Neil, what are your thoughts? Would you go for this?
It's a bit Ed Gein-ish, isn't it?
I think it's kind of like love or hate. Some people think it's very full on, it's quite morbid. Other people think, fuck it, Tattoos can be so personal and you're literally keeping a piece of the person.
Yeah, but I'd understand it more like, right, say if I had a tattoo, I'd never have your name. It's nothing against you, but I'd never
fair.
I'd never have your name tattooed on me. But I might one day get a tattoo, like it's connected to you.
Yeah.
If you had something like that framed, but go Steelers, are you taking the piss? Like, why a football helmet? Out of all his tattoos.
That was one of his favourites.
Okay, well, you didn't say that. Okay, well, I'm all for it then.
Well, I think the family... I love how you flip that. I think the family are into sports, but like TJ loved sports.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if I would necessarily do it, but I don't have any issues with it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. One thing I think might put some people off is that, the hairs and stuff are still on his skin.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I thought that had been waxed.
I believe his wife said it was kind of funny to her because he would shave, so his tattoos, were more visible and clearer. But yeah, in it you can see like some of the hairs on the skin.
No, see, to preserve it for the smell and stuff, I get that.
And
the decomp. Was that funny?
No, it wasn't.
But you'd think they'd wax, like, give it a bit of heat. Fucking heat it off.
Oh, you mean literally wax? I thought you meant like a wax.
The hair's not going to grow back.
I thought you meant like a wax seal over the skin.
No, wax it. It's not going to grow back.
Maybe you can request that. I don't know.
So she wanted the hairs on it.
I'm not saying she did or didn't. I'm just saying it was kind of noted that, the hairs were there. It's basically like it's not a replica. It's his skin. You know what I mean?
We need to find her and ask her, like, did you not request to have the hairs removed?
I don't get why you fixate on certain things. That didn't even like really cross my mind. I was just mentioning it at the point of like, it's literally him. You can even see his hairs on his skin. And now you're upset about the fact that there's hairs in this piece of art.
No.
That's put you right off.
Right off.
You were about to do it. And now you're about to do it. And now you're like, nah, this is too much. This is too morbid for me.
Yeah. So I'm back to the Ed Gein-ish thing.
So it's not for you.
It's like the chair with a nipple on it.
Okay, well, if you snuff it next week, can I do it to your body, or are you saying you don't want it done to your body?
No, you can do it.
No, I probably won't.
Okay.
But I have your permission.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't have it hanging in your home.
You haven't got any tattoos.
No, but I'm saying you wouldn't. It wouldn't be for you to have, my fucking left arse cheek hanging on the wall there.
Do you know what I'd probably do? And I think it's more meaningful than a Ghost Stealer's fucking tattoo. My favourite freckle of yours. Or my favourite mole.
I am riddled with freckles and moles, so fucking have at it.
Yeah. No, I think that'd be more.
Okay, but same thing though. Same thing.
Yeah, but I'd have the hairs removed. All the peach fuzz and all that.
Like a hairless cat. Like a very spotty hairless cat.
Yeah.